Hardly the scooter had started when something went wrong with the engine. So in terms of hardly, right, we know when a sentence begins with hardly, you always have to look for the construction. Hardly when, and another one is no sooner than. We know this, right? So if I'm looking at that, it seems correct, right? When is the right thing to go with hardly as in terms of construction. But where actually is the error? The error is in part A. Why? Because when a sentence begins with these negative adverbs like hardly, scarcely, what happens is, and when they're at the beginning of the sentence, the subject should be placed after the helping verb. So basically what happens is, I need to again change the word order. So it will be hardly had the scooter started, right? So my subject follows the helping verb. It is placed after the helping verb and not before. Hardly had the scooter started when something went wrong with the engine. That's correct, right? So these are word order errors where we're changing the order of the context. Got it? So error is in part A. Chatting on the internet with people only not helps us make friends, but also increases our knowledge. This is an easy one because as soon as you read it, you can figure out, that this is the part that's sounding awkward. So basically, it is chatting on the internet with people. All I have to do is just bring this not before, right? Not only helps us make friends, but also we know the construction, not only but also. So pretty easy, this one is not difficult at all, right? Part B is where the error is. I just interchange not and bring it before only to maintain the correlative conjunction. Not only but also. Chatting on the internet with people not only helps us make friends, but also increases our knowledge. So the errors that we've looked at so far, right, is pertaining to word order. Monisha was to about tell her teacher the truth when her friend interrupted her. Okay, so this is the question. You can obviously identify which part you think has the error. Pretty simple. As soon as we read it, we know that there's something funny or awkward in part A, right? Manisha was to about, that doesn't make sense there, right? In just terms of ordering of these words in the sentence. So all I have to do is, the error is in part A and not part B actually. If I interchange, Monisha was about to do something. What is that? To tell her teacher, right? So all I have to do is just interchange this, right? So about comes before to and not the other way around. So Monisha was about, and if the sentence construction is like that, someone was about to do something, and in our context it is, she wanted to tell her teacher the truth when her friend interrupted her at that time, right? So this is an error pertaining to word order. Nothing is wrong with part B. Was about to tell her teacher, right? So here tell brings in the meaning of she wants to inform her teacher. You know what? I know the truth. Let me tell you what it is. It's always tell the truth, no? Even the phrase, sometimes you will hear people say the truth, which is incorrect, right? Tell the truth. You tell lies, you tell the truth. You don't say lies, you don't say the truth. Incorrect word choice. Say and tell, difference between say and tell. Keep that in mind. That's another, you could even get an error around that, right? In terms of vocabulary, the right word choice. And I guess they figured the land worth wasn't as much as they thought. I guess they figured the land worth wasn't as much as they thought. Where do you think the error is? I guess you're struggling to figure out the answer here. Actually, I guess they figured, what is the context meaning? The context meaning is, they thought that the land, the price of the land, right, was worth this much, but it actually wasn't. The reality is, it was completely contradicting what they believed it to be, right? That's the context meaning. I guess they figured the land wasn't. Again, it's a word order error, right? The error is in part B. The land, subject, and then the auxiliary word, helping word, right? We know this is a B form. Is, are, was, were, right? And we're looking at the negative form of was, which is was not. That is contracted, na? wasn't, right? So I guess they figured the land subject wasn't worth as much as they. So all you have to do is again rearrange the word order. Errors pertaining to word order. Yeah? Because the man doesn't make a priority his wife, she often feels neglected and alone. This one should be an easy one. As you read it, you should be able to figure out, where the error is. Are you able to? Okay, so you are saying B again for this one, and that would be correct, right? Because if you look at it, priority after preposition will come. There is, see, in part B actually there is no preposition, no? If you look at it, I have make, which is the verb, a priority, which is a noun phrase, right? The indefinite article talking about the priority, which is a noun, and his wife, as in the man's wife, possession. Possessive pronoun, his is the possessive pronoun, wife is the object, right? So in this, yes, you are right when you say the error is in part B, no doubt. But again, this is an error pertaining to word order. Make who a priority? Make his wife a priority. All you're doing is interchanging this again. Okay? So because the man doesn't make his wife a priority, she often feels neglected and alone. Again, this is an error pertaining to word order. So do you understand, in a sentence, when it comes to word order, construction is very, very important. Right? You have the subject, right? You have the action. See, even in this construction, if you look at it, the man, he is the subject. Doesn't make, right? This is the helping verb. Remember, helping verbs are not only be forms which we looked at earlier. It is also do and have, right? Which is did, does, had, has, henna. So if I'm saying, obviously here it is the negative form, does plus not, doesn't. So this is a helping verb, right? Doesn't make is the main verb. So I have the subject, I have the helping verb, then I have the main verb. Sometimes there may not be a helping verb, henna, right? Then what? Object. Object is his wife. A priority is just a, in this context, a priority is what? The man doesn't make his wife a priority. In fact, his wife a priority is again more of a compliment, completing the meaning of the context, right? The man doesn't make his wife what? A priority. Again, priority again would be an object, right? His wife becomes the indirect object, a priority becomes the direct object. The man doesn't make what? A priority. Whom? His wife. Got it? So his wife is in fact the indirect object, answering the question whom, and answering the question what is the direct object. Are you following? So in terms of a sentence construction, this is the basic sentence construction. Subject, helping verb, main verb. There can be an indirect object, need not necessarily always be the case, but the construction is this. I have a subject, I have a verb, I have an object, right? Everything else is, I can add stuff like helping verb here, right? I can add an indirect object here before the direct object. I can have a complement at the end, some more, extra information just to complete the meaning of the sentence. It can be a prepositional phrase, whatever, right? So as long as I am familiar with my basic form of a sentence construction, it will be easy for me to identify errors pertaining to word order. That's what I wanted to highlight. Okay.